And we are live. Welcome back to Takes by Fans. We got a great show for you today. As always, we are live every single day at noon Eastern. If you want to watch live, head over to twitch.tv/Takes by Fans. If you want to watch but not live, head over to our YouTube channel, Takes by Fans. We post all of our shows and clips of the show there on a daily basis. And if you just want to listen, we are on podcasting apps, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio. So however you want to watch or listen, we've got you covered multiple ways. Alrighty, today is a big ol' Wednesday. We are continuing on with our NFL Draft Prospect of the Day. We are going to be looking at Khalil Herbert, running back from Virginia Tech today. We couldn't squeeze him in on the show yesterday because we went real in depth on that Julian Edelman Hall of Fame. He deserves it, folks. And we'll talk about that a little bit more today, but we went heavy on that. That's why we really couldn't fit our NFL Draft Prospect of the Day there. But we got him in today's show, so he's going to kind of round out the kind of top 5 best running backs in this draft class, according to, like the big wigs, the big names. Mel Kiper, has all, Khalil Herbert in the top 5 with Najee Harris and Travis Etienne and the 2 running backs from UNC. So we'll see what Khalil Herbert is looking like today. Also breaking down the NBA, doing a moneymaker, and covering the stories of the day. So let's just jump right into it today with the first story up. And this is not a story. That is not the story. Alrighty. What was this supposed to be? Dang it. Alrighty. Well, we'll go to this one then. Here we go. So back to the Julian Edelman Hall of Famer discussion. Should he go? Should he not? Not great in the regular season. Amazing in the postseason. How do you weigh him? Well, here we go. LeSean McCoy, he has his take on it. He says, quote, Hall of Famer? Nah, come on, man. And then also, LeSean McCoy on Julian Edelman, quote, I won't discredit anything from him because I think he's a great player. Plays with a lot of heart, a lot of attitude, a lot of passion. So I don't want to knock on his parade because he's retiring. He's a hell of a player. I don't know about the Hall of Fame. Alrighty, well, we made our discussion, we made our arguments, we made our points yesterday on the show saying, hey, I mean, the man played in 3 Super Bowls, won them all, and was kind of the main reason why they won them offensively, at least coming up clutch and big time and time again, down bigger, and he's still able to kind of give the momentum to his team by just his big catch ability, getting it done on the goal line against that Seattle game to give them kind of the ultimate, lead there, putting the pressure on the Seahawks to go and get a touchdown and not settle for a field goal because they were up 4 points, making Russell Wilson have to throw that ball on the 2-yard line for the interception. So he does bring that kind of momentum and the pressure on the other teams when he's playing, and he's had multiple 1,000-yard seasons, which is exactly what you want from your wide receivers. He had 3 of them, a couple of 800 and 900-yard receiving seasons as well. He just doesn't have the longevity stats, and that's the Patriots kind of dynasty. They were like, we're just winning with great competitors. We don't need A1 tier 1 wide receivers. We don't need a DeAndre Hopkins. We don't need a Chris Carter out there. We don't need who I'm blanking on the name, Jerry Rice. We don't need a Jerry Rice type player out there. We're just going to get solid players that will elevate when the time is right, that know how to win, when to go and get the biggest catch. And that's what Julian Edelman time and time again. So I think we got to reward him because he's a winner, folks. He won a Super Bowl MVP, 3 Super Bowl wins with he was the best receiver in all of those Super Bowls that he was playing in, regardless of the team he was on, the opponent's team, his team, he was the best wide receiver out there. So we make the argument that he does deserve to get into the Hall of Fame. And LeSean McCoy here, what has he done? He joined a stacked Bucs team to finally win a ring, and he's only got one touchdown in the postseason. One touchdown in the postseason. Look at what he did for his ring. Look at what LeSean McCoy did for his ring this year. First game against Washington, didn't play. Second game against the Saints, didn't play. Or he did play, but he didn't do anything. He literally did nothing, folks. It's the same that he didn't play. He didn't even step out onto the field. And then on the NFC Championship game against the Packers, once again, not doing anything. Barely got out. He was on 2% of the snaps, the offensive snaps out there. Congratulations. That's what you did. You were out on the field. You didn't do anything. And then for the Super Bowl, he didn't even play. So that's what LeSean McCoy did for his ring. He did nothing. He joined Tom Brady. He joined the super team of the Bucs to win his ring. Julian Edelman is out here being the reason why they won the ring in the playoff games and the Super Bowl games. He was always the reason why they won those rings. LeSean McCoy saying, you don't deserve to be in the Hall of Fame, but you're doing nothing. LeSean McCoy only has one postseason touchdown. So I guess we can definitively say that LeSean McCoy does not deserve to be a Hall of Famer. He doesn't. He didn't do anything in the postseason. He never did anything in the Super Bowl. So what are we talking about here? Got to the Super Bowl with the Chiefs the year before that, also did not play. So I don't know what LeSean McCoy is trying to do out here, slandering other players, trying to hold other players out of the Hall of Fame, because this man knows he has zero chance of getting into the Hall of Fame. Zero work on his kind of ring that he has, and nothing else. Couldn't even do anything. And the thing about, the Hall of Fame is that why are we celebrating regular season stats and longevity stats in the Hall of Fame? What does that prove? You were good against kind of mediocre teams in the regular season, and then when you were forced to play equal or greater competition in the playoffs, you didn't perform well, and we're supposed to kind of reward you for that? Like, I don't get how you could be in the Hall of Fame with zero rings. You're telling me you were one of the greatest to ever play the game in the history of the NFL, but that for a full season, you couldn't be like the best player, you couldn't be the best wide receiver, you couldn't be clutch as heck, but you deserve to be in the Hall of Fame? Julian Edelman literally won 3 rings almost single-handedly by himself. I mean, I don't want to say by himself. I want to say he was the clutch ability. He was kind of the determining factor in all of those Super Bowls. So, yes, he doesn't have the career stats. Yes, he doesn't have the longevity stats, but he got it done when it matters most. Why you play to win the game. Win. Are you winning? Are you a winner? Because Julian Edelman is, and LeSean McCoy is not. So, that's where we are with the Julian Edelman kind of take. But and not everybody kind of says that this man should not be in the Hall of Fame. We got a player right now advocating for him to be in the Hall of Fame. Guess who it is? His old pal, Rob Gronkowski. Rob Gronkowski believes Julian Edelman, quote, has a great possibility to be a Hall of Famer. Let's see what this man's saying. He's probably saying that because he's like, hang on, I'm going to be up for, Hall of Fame soon as well, and I want to get in there as well. Alrighty, so let's see what Rob Gronkowski says. Well, first of all, Rob Gronkowski told TMZ he believes Edelman isn't done yet, saying, quote, he'll be back, yeah. Well, I don't think Julian Edelman's going to be playing again, but Rob Gronkowski, he's like, hang on, I retired once and I came back, and Julian Edelman's going to do the same thing. And the reason why kind of Rob Gronkowski retired the first time is because he was still under contract with the Patriots and he didn't want to play with the Patriots, so he had to retire. Julian Edelman, he got cut by the Patriots, so he could have gone anywhere. So I really don't agree with Rob Gronkowski here in the fact that Julian Edelman is going to come out of retirement and play again. It just doesn't make sense. I mean, he was free and clear to go anywhere. Now, maybe, he's retiring right now and, he sees the offseason workouts and, he's like, all right, maybe I do want to play. Then maybe, but I still don't see that really happening. But let's go back to what Gronkowski was saying. Here we go. All right, quote, I definitely think he's a great possibility to be a Hall of Famer. Gronkowski said he's a beast, and the numbers just don't show everything that he brings to the table, the attitude, the competitiveness that he has. And once again, that's kind of reflecting on what Bill Belichick said in the quote that we read yesterday, that, he's just the ultimate competitor in the highest situations, in the biggest games. He steps up. What more do you want, man? In the highest games, you step up. You get it done in the biggest games. There's no bigger game than the Super Bowl. Bowl. After you win the Super Bowl, the season's over. There's not another game to be had after the Super Bowl. That is the biggest game. That is the pinnacle achievement in the NFL, the Super Bowl. The man's got three most wide receivers. Look at all these wide receivers in the Hall of Fame that have 0 rings. Randy Moss, Terrell Owens, Steve Largent, James Lofton, Chris Carter, Tim Brown, Charlie Taylor. What else we get? Charlie Joyner, Calvin Johnson, Andre Reed. I mean, all of these wide receivers were great, and they got it done in the regular season, but they never won the big game, man. So you honestly should have at least 1 ring to be in the Hall of Fame, honestly. If you're not the best, if you weren't the best, if you weren't able to kind of elevate your own team for one season, give me 1 season of you being the best, being on top, winning a championship, being a champion. Give me at least 1. But some of these wide receivers can't even get the 1. And just look at how many have 3 like Julian Edelman has. Just Jerry Rice, he's got 3. Michael Irvin, he's got 3. Art Monk, he's got 3. Lynn Swan's got 4 out here, man. He's got 4. When did this man play? The 70s. Jeez, the 70s. Woof. Alrighty. So, I mean, what are we doing out here? Obviously, Jerry Rice is, the best wide receiver that there is. He got the champions. He has the yards. He has all the stats with the champions. I mean, we've got players in the Hall of Fame with the stats, but no championships, man. Julian Edelman has not great stats. They're obviously not great. When we look at kind of what Pro Football Reference kind of ranks the worst wide receiver that is currently in the Hall of Fame, he has 8,000 yards and 84 touchdowns, but only 1 ring. Julian Edelman, 6,000 yards, so 2,000 yards less and 36 touchdowns. Now, that is a lot less touchdowns, 36 compared to 84, but the yards are kind of decently close, and he's got 2 more rings and a Super Bowl MVP, and he was the reason why he won those Super Bowls. So, man, oh man, the argument is never gonna, go away. This article even says it on here. What does he write? The debate, while not the strongest, can live on in the endless forum that is Twitter. Gronkowski is sold on his stance. We'll have to wait to see if his predictions come true. So, honestly, I mean, we have to wait a couple of years. What is it, like 2, 3, or 4 years after you retire before you're eligible for the Hall of Fame? So we'll have to wait to see if Julian Edelman gets in, but I think he would have my vote, honestly. You're a winner. You're a champion. You got it done in the clutchest games. You got it done when the competition was at the best. The Super Bowl. That is, theoretically the best team in the AFC versus the best team in the NFC. And Julian Edelman was always on the best team in the AFC, and he got it done. He rose to the occasion. He was the best wide receiver, like we said, in all of those games that he played against theoretically the other second best team that is in the league of that season. And Julian Edelman rose to the occasion time and time again. I don't care what you did in the regular season. I mean, that's like being good against the Bengals when Joe Burrow went down. Okay, congrats. You beat a Joe Burrow-less Bengals team. Is that supposed to impress us in the regular season, week 7? Congrats. You were a good week 7. You put up 300 yards when they had absolutely no defense. When you faced the worst team in the league, you had 400 yards. Congratulations, but you didn't win the big game. So what are we doing out here? You weren't a champion. You weren't a champion. Y'all love not winning. Why do y'all love not winning? I don't get it. Everybody wants to have great stats, but nobody wants to win. I'm about winning. Can you win the gosh darn game? Can you be a champion? Can you just win? Are you winning? Are you winning consistently? That's all I truly care about in sports. Are you winning? Are you winning? Are you beating the best teams? Are you winning? Are you getting into the playoffs consistently? Are you being one of the best teams in the league consistently? Are you winning? Hello? Are you winning? No? Then why are we talking about you? If you're not winning, then whatever you're doing is it's either not enough or it doesn't matter because you're not winning. Julian Edelman was a winner. He's a winner. He is a winner. Winner. Hall of Fame. You're not putting a winner in the Hall of Fame. You've got losers in the Hall of Fame. You've got people in the Hall of Fame that have never won a championship or have lost in the big game, and y'all put losers in the Hall of Fame? Okay. That's not my Hall of Fame. Julian Edelman's going on my Hall of Fame. I don't care anymore. If y'all going to snub him, he's going to get the Takes by Fans Hall of Fame, and he's going to be the first player in there because we don't even have that created yet. So Julian Edelman is the first player in the Takes by Fans Hall of Fame. Congratulations. That's pretty damn good. Alrighty, let's keep moving on because I could honestly just go every single day from now until his Hall of Fame until his Hall of Fame eligibility year and just keep going and defending the man. But we'll have to cut it short because, I mean, we are just taking up way too much time in these shows now defending this man. Alrighty, let's move on here. Alrighty, Josh Allen wants Trey Lance, the NFL quarterback draft prospect here, Trey Lance, to silence the doubters. Little quote here, Josh Allen's message to Trey Lance, quote, I've heard it all before. You're not good enough to play quarterback in the NFL. You're untested. Your competition is too weak. Ignore them. Get on the field and let your game do the talking. Now, I like the energy by, Josh Allen here, absolutely, but let's pump the brakes a little bit here, Josh Allen. You just had your first great, I'll call it a great. It's a fantastic year, absolutely. Now, is this an outlier year? Are you going to take steps back? Is it all Stephon Diggs that really elevated you? So I love the confidence here by Josh Allen, don't get me wrong, but now he's going and mentoring other potential quarterbacks. It's like, you just had a good season. You were throwing 55% completion percentage your first 2 seasons, man, and then you finally got a great wide receiver, and then your game elevated. So is it really you? Is it the scheme? Is it the wide receiver? Is it, like we've been saying, it's an elevated completion percentage year this year? Everybody's going crazy with the completion percentage quarterback wise. So I don't want to knock Josh Allen here, but let's rein it in a little bit, Joshy. I mean, you just got to the AFC Championship game. I'm not knocking that, but let's see if you can start winning a little bit consistently here. 1 year is great, absolutely, but let's see if you can kind of keep it up like Julian Edelman does. You know what I mean? And I'm not the biggest Trey Lance fan out there. I don't really know how he's going to pan out in this league. I think he tries to kind of fight for the extra yardage a little bit too much, and I love that. Don't get me wrong. I mean, going out there and laying it all on the line, but at the quarterback position where, you really make or break the team, if you're running and not sliding and not getting down, are you going to end up like RG3, who's really just can't stay healthy, for his own good out there? Or are you going to be like a Russell Wilson who knows exactly when to get down and how much yards he can get, kind of like Patrick Mahomes? He's not trying to do it all out there as well. That's kind of what I saw from Trey Lance when he was playing at North Dakota State, is that he was just trying to make too much happen on every single play. Didn't really see him kind of live for another down, and that's what you truly have to kind of do in the NFL. Even as Josh Allen, that's where all of his fumbles came from, trying to do a little bit too much out there, trying to fight for those extra yards, that 1-2 extra yards that, you could have just gotten pretty much easily on the 2nd and 1 to pick up the first down, you know what I mean? So love the attitude here by Josh Allen. Love the confidence. But once again, let's have 2 good seasons. Let's make sure that this is actually good. You're actually a good quarterback out here and not just like a one outlier season. I mean, we were all big on kind of Drew Lock for going 4-1, and he went 4-9 the next season, not improving his wins. So Josh Allen set the bar real high last season. It's going to be hard to kind of raise that bar, but we'll see what the man's capable of next season. Alrighty, quote here, Tyler Lockett says the Seahawks need to be open to adjusting, quote, not act like we know everything in 2021. So this is a great article here. We get a lot of insight to kind of just what was wrong with the Seattle team because, we all know Seattle absolutely great the first half of the season. They were almost unstoppable. We had them top of our power rankings every single week of those first kind of 8 weeks. because they were winning games, they were getting it done offensively, defensively. DK Metcalf was looking unstoppable. Russell Wilson was kind of going for MVP early on, and then something happened, and then they just never got it done in the second half. Then at the end of the season, they fired their offensive coordinator, Brian Schottenheimer, and now we're like, all right, and then we know about the entire situation of Russell Wilson kind of, saying, I don't really want to be here anymore because I'm getting hit too much because our line's not good. So we had all this going around. But now we get a little bit more of a better picture of what it was kind of like in the locker room because of some quotes here by Tyler Lockett. So let's see what this man was saying in this article. All right, so here we go. Quote, I think there's a lot that we can learn, Lockett said. I think we have to go into it with the mind that's able to accept and listen and understand and not act like we know everything. Quote, when you look at the first half of our season, you see the way that we played. I mean, why would we ever stop playing like that, right? Lockett explained, like everything is clicking. Whatever we choose to do, it works. So to where we really... All right, let's go back here. Like everything is clicking. Whatever we choose to do, it works so that to where we really didn't have to worry about adjusting. We made everybody adjust to us. So it wasn't until the second half of the season where we were truly faced with having to learn how to adjust. And that's the thing that sometimes it's hard for people in general. So, this is kind of, getting the clear picture of what went wrong with the Seahawks offense. It's kind of sounding like Brian Schottenheimer wasn't adjusting in the second half. Defenses were throwing them different looks, but Brian Schottenheimer was like, we're having success with this offensive scheme, so we're going to keep on doing the offensive scheme. The defense knew that they were keeping on doing the same offensive scheme, and they were shutting it down. The Seahawks were not getting it done. They weren't adjusting. They weren't, they were acting like, we knew everything. Brian Schottenheimer knew everything. Hey, this is how we're doing it because it's going to work. It's worked already. It's worked once before, so it will work again. So that's kind of what I think Lockett was a little bit hinting of in some of these quotes here. We can read another one right here. Quote, like even for us, we've done so many things that was like out of this world where people was like, this offense is crazy. And yes, absolutely. You can go back to all of our kind of, film reviews for the first 8 weeks of the season. We were like, damn, this Seahawks offense is so freaking great. DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, and you got, the one of the best quarterbacks in the league right now, Russell Wilson, delivering the ball accurately deep down the field. Keeping on with the quote here of Tyler Lockett, to where we didn't have to adjust, and then when teams started doing some of the things that we hadn't seen on film, and they were starting to do just certain things to prepare for us, now we had to learn how to be able to see what they were doing before we attack, and that's why I said it's different. So just not getting it done. Another quote here, when you had a mentality, attack, that's what you saw in the first half of the season. But when the teams start to throw out different types of stuff, and now you got to start learning, like, okay, this goes against our rules. Now we got to start changing certain stuff up, because now the way that we used to go, teams adapted to us. But now we have to go figure out how to be able to find ways to keep moving forward and keep attacking while seeing what they're throwing at us. So that's why I said it wasn't like it was a difficult. That's why I said it wasn't like it was a difficult second half for us. It's just we had to truly learn what it meant to adjust when the first half we never had to. So Brian Schottenheimer, once again, everything's working in the first half. We don't have to adjust. It's all working. It's beating them. They're not learning. They're not adjusting. So we don't have to adjust. And then the teams in the second half, they started to adjust. Brian Schottenheimer did not adjust that offense. And that's why it floundered. And that's why they barely made the playoffs. And not looking real good at the back half of the season. So we'll see if they kind of clean up their play. So I think this is a great quote of Tyler Lockett right here. Seahawks need to be open to adjusting, not act like we know everything. Hey, if we're losing, let's all look at ourselves and see what is going on. What is the root of the problem? And if it is you single-handedly, then let's kind of fix it so we can get on and winning. And if it's a true team thing, then let's all look at ourselves and kind of get better. There's no reason why we can't just swallow our pride and admit that what we were doing is wrong. That's how you learn. That's how you get better. That's how you win championships. If you want to be like Julian Edelman, admit when you are wrong and fix it. Not do what Brian Scheinheimer did and be awful the last 8 weeks and then get fired. What are we talking about here? So definitely looking forward to watching the Seahawks this season. They're going to get it figured out. They don't want to kind of repeat last season. That was kind of the worst season the Seahawks have ever had with Russell Wilson and Pete Carroll. So hopefully they all just kind of swallow their own pride, swallow their own egos to get better for the sake of the team and for the sake of me, because I want to see Russell Wilson be successful. Gosh damn. I love watching this man ball. Absolutely great competitor, great winner out here, and I love everything about it. So we'll see how the Seahawks are looking and if they actually truly not act like they know everything in 2021. Alrighty, let's move on to this one. Okay, the NFL Players Association on some teams are going to be skipping some of the voluntary workouts that are coming up in the NFL because of poor kind of COVID preparedness that the NFL has. So here we go. A statement from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers players, quote right here, NFL players across our league are a group of professionals who care about our jobs, our communities, and our families. We made a commitment to the organization, to the Bucs fans, and to each other that we would come back to try and bring another world championship to Tampa Bay. We know that our union worked to negotiate safety protocols, but in light of the ongoing pandemic, we are choosing to take a stand with other players across the league and exercise our right to not participate in the voluntary offseason program. We had a fully virtual offseason last year, and we held each other accountable to do the work it took to win, and we plan to do that again. So, I mean, the Bucs out here, they're kind of the first ones to kind of put out a statement saying, hey, we don't like the protocols that are going on here with the COVID. We don't feel they're truly safe. We don't feel like they're truly necessary because last year we had virtual workouts and we won the Super Bowl. So why are we not doing the same thing here? If it's worked for us, we've proven it could work. We held each other all accountable. We're all doing the work. We don't have to kind of, be forced to do the work. We're all doing it together on our own because we're holding each other accountable. So we are going to skip the voluntary offseason program. I don't really have any problem with it. This was what they negotiated. The NFL Players Association negotiated this into the, I forget what the document is, but the players agree. What is that? Yeah, just like the Players Association negotiating with the league. I feel like there's a certain word for like the document that has everything in there, but I can't remember it. But whatever it is, when you negotiate, if it's in your contract, if it is in the document that you can go and do this, I've got no problems with players activating their rights, activating what their Players Association has negotiated for them to do. I've got no problem with that. You want to, especially with this Bucs team that have won the Super Bowl last season doing virtual off-season programs. I've got no problem with this. So the Bucs here are going to be skipping some of these off-season voluntary programs, and it's not just the Bucs because the Lions just kind of released a statement as well. With the voluntary workout period starting shortly and no acceptable resolution to our union's negotiations with the NFL over comprehensive COVID-19 protocols, we will be exercising our, there it is, CBA, collective bargaining agreement. I knew there was a word for it right there. Will be exercising our CBA right to not attend voluntary workouts. We know our home state of Michigan continues to get hit hard by the pandemic, and based on the continuing guidance of medical experts, it is in everybody's best interest to play it safe again this offseason. Players on our team are proud to support our players or other players across the league in making an informed decision about their health and safety, guided by the facts and support from our union. So yes, once again, I've got no problem with that. I may have a little bit of a more problem here by the Detroit Lions because, I mean, you got a new head coach. Now you have Jared Goff. You have a head coach that, Dan Campbell, that's never really been a good head coach. He's been an interim head coach and wasn't that great at it and has never been a head coach before. So yeah, the Lions probably should be actually doing this in person. But once again, I got no problem with it. The Bucs maybe have a little bit of a better argument because they just won the Super Bowl last season. Detroit, they've been awful for the last 40 for the last 40 years and still don't have the quarterback or head coach right. So the Detroit Lions players should probably be doing all these programs in person. But once again, I mean, the health and safety of the players, They felt like everything, went off without a hitch last season when they were doing virtual workouts. So they're going to be doing it here because, COVID, it's still on the rise, according to what has been said. Alrighty. But let's keep it up with this kind of COVID here. So very interesting here, and I think we can kind of use what the NFL is doing, and we can kind of project of kind of real world scenarios here, so potentially get geared up for this. So here we go. The NFL informed clubs today any team employee who refuses a COVID-19 vaccination without, quote, bona fide medical or religious ground will be barred from Tier 1 or Tier 2 status and thus have restricted access within the team facility and not work directly with players per sources of what this man says, verified from NFL. So, I mean, we're going to get to kind of, the point of, not really mandatory vaccines, but hey, if you don't get the vaccine, you really can't do everything. I just heard a story, like this whole island was on fire or something, like a volcano was going to erupt or something. They were in danger and they evacuated just the vaccinated people and left the unvaccinated people like on the island in danger. It was real bizarre. So we are getting kind of more towards that scenario. Hey, the vaccine's not mandatory, but you want to go shopping? Oh, you don't got it. You can't come in our store. Oh, you want to go to a concert? You're not vaccinated. Oh, yeah. Sorry, you can't come in. You're not vaccinated. So we're getting kind of, different levels of society. Never good. Don't really think in the grand scheme of things this is the right way to go, but I can't do anything about it. So I'll just talk about it instead. So yeah, not a real great sign. And folks, you really just have to, you can apply these kind of, rules and limitations and just regulations of what, big corporations are doing, big businesses are doing, NFL, NBA. And then, once it kind of hits those, it kind of trickles down into kind of the mainstream world. We see this time and time again. I mean, what was the first thing that shut down? The NBA season. Then everything else started to shut down. So, we're talking about big businesses, multi-billion-dollar a year industry. They get it done first, and then it all trickles down, folks. We see it time and time again. So get ready for kind of, different level statuses for those who have the vaccine and those do not. But then the NFL kind of just, backtracks once again. It's not mandatory. These vaccinations are not mandatory. But private companies, we're going to let you do whatever you want, because we get this one in the kind of the same tweet thread right here. The NFL and NFL Players Association have said COVID vaccines won't be required for players, but this memo effectively mandates it for coaches, among others, since they're all Tier 1, directing clubs to set up vaccination site for staffs, players, and eligible family members is the last strong push. I mean, once again, yes, it's not mandatory, but you won't even be able to come in the facility. You have to be coaching from outside the facility, kind of like Mike McCarthy was coaching from his massage parlor in his kind of head coach office, while everybody else was practicing out on the field. You're gonna have to be coaching from the outside because you cannot be in the vicinity of players if you do not have the vaccination. So just something to kind of keep in mind, folks. It's coming. It's happening. It's right here in the NFL, folks. There's no reason why it's not going to happen to everybody else here. Alrighty, okay, a little bit of an update here. We just saw James Conner get signed to the Cardinals yesterday. We talked about it, but now we know the compensation. So here we go, and it's a pretty much a great steal here. James Conner deal with the Cardinals is $1.75 million 1 year, and it's comprised of a $500,000 signing bonus and $1.25 million fully guaranteed. So, I mean, he got that $1.75 million right now. Everything, he's got it all. The $500,000 signing bonus and everything else is guaranteed. So, I mean, what a steal. I mean, a solid running back here that is trying to prove himself. He just kind of played 4 years with the Steelers. Nothing great, decent out there, decent running back. So Cardinals are taking a shot on him just to kind of up their kind of running back game again, because they got Chase Edmonds, the rookie. They had Kenyon Drake last year, who put up 900 yards on the ground, and now they're bringing in James Conner. And I think just once again, them not kind of overpaying James Conner. We saw it was just a 1 year deal, and we said that they would still probably get a running back in the draft, and now you're only paying him $1.75 million for this 1 year. Yes, definitely expect at some round, maybe not first round, maybe second, third, maybe even fourth, late, sixth, seventh. But expect the Cardinals to get a running back in this year's draft as well. They'll go into camp with 3 running backs, none of them getting paid really anything. Chase Edmonds is still under that rookie deal. James Conner's getting $1.75 million. And then you'll have the rookie that you just signed in the second round not getting that much money either. So expect the Cardinals to kind of have open competition camp for the running backs here coming up this season. They'll probably have 3 running backs at the start of their season. Alrighty, let's get a little update on Deshaun Watson's situation. Here we go. Attorney Tony Busby said in a statement yesterday that all 22 victims will publicly reveal their identity. That was kind of the big case that Deshaun Watson's attorney was kind of saying, hey, we want to have all these women's names out in the public. Hey, if you're that kind of confident of bringing all these charges and slandering our man's name, then you should, have your name out there as well. So all 22 victims will publicly reveal their identities. Quote right here. The Watson team thinks that if these courageous women are forced to identify themselves, they would slink away and not pursue this matter. Watson and his counsel badly miscalculated. So that was Tony Busby, the attorney for all the women, but it's real funny that he says this. Let's read the quote again. The Watson team thinks that if these courageous women are forced to identify themselves, they would slink away and not pursue this matter. Watson and his counsel badly miscalculated. Did they? Because now we have this update right here. One of the accusers has now dropped her civil lawsuit. So now she's forced to name herself and she's like, I'm out, I'm bowing out. So now there's 21. We believe we have names of 20 of the 22 lawsuits. We've got one dismissed, and we're looking for one more name. So, yeah, Tony Busby, I mean, I wouldn't get too big out here, saying that, oh, Watson and his counsel badly miscalculated. Did they? Because now they have one more dropped. And, once one starts to drop, they should all drop. Just kind of like how one comes out, they all start to come out. So, real interesting here. So far, Tony Busby was right. The accusers' attorneys, those were all right, saying, hey, we're not afraid out here. We'll have ourselves named. Only one has dropped so far, but also Deshaun Watson's attorney, Rusty Hardin, is also correct, saying, because he's been saying this all along, hey, if these women get named, they're going to kind of, take back their lawsuits, start to step back and start to retract some things, because now we know their names and now they're kind of totally liable out there. They're not just kind of anonymous out there in this system. So, I mean, both attorneys are right so far, and, this is just making the case, once again, just muddier and muddier. Women are starting to reveal their names, and now one is dropping out of the lawsuits. One is retracting their lawsuits. So, once again, another Deshaun Watson update where at the end of it, we're left of, we still don't know what the heck is going on. I'm in favor, or kind of I'm on the side of Deshaun Watson being innocent, maybe like 60% now, 60-40, innocent, guilty now, because one woman now is retracting her lawsuit. So, real interesting here. We'll see what else develops. This just happened last night, so we'll see what happens. Obviously, we've been talking about this for, I think, probably about a full solid month now, and we still have no real judgment on this case. Truly, truly wild. But we'll bring you all the updates as they come. Alrighty, let's go to some happy news now. Here we go. The Bengals announced that they will unveil their new jerseys next Monday, April 19th. So be on the lookout for that. I can't wait. Be on the lookout for any. Are these it? Oh, yeah, I do remember them seeing this super plain and not great. So I was going to say be on the lookout for kind of leaks. But, I think we did see the leaks, and they are not that great. I think this is it right here. Really just kind of plain, 3 stripes on each shoulder, just plain orange. The numbers, not bad, kind of resembles the Bears numbers a little bit. Kind of resembles the Bears orange jerseys a lot, actually. So not a big fan of these, but this is kind of only one. We'll see if it's kind of a new slew, a new palette of jerseys. But yeah, be on the lookout for that. Oh, shoot. Oh, I don't think these are it, but damn, these are clean. All white and black stripe. Damn. Oh, I think I like this. I think they got to go and kind of go with this concept right here. All white with the 3 stripes. It looks better. It looks just kind of like what that orange jersey is, but it looks a lot gosh darn better in black and white. God dang. And then you have kind of the orange of the outline of the number. Oh, I love it. Damn, those black and white pants too. Damn, whoever made this mock-up, you got to get into the department there with the Bengals, because damn, these are so much better than the potential leak out there right now. Damn. Yeah, so we'll know what the official jerseys are looking like. Is this going to be it? Oh, I don't like that at all. Is this the white one that we were looking at? I don't think that one looked as good, though. But we'll see. It's not just going to be a leak. They're going to be officially announcing them, so maybe they'll look a little bit better. Officially announced with the right lighting, the right lighting, and the right kind of the right promoting. They'll look a little bit better. But be on the lookout for that. Next Monday, April 19th, we'll have the new Bengals jerseys. All right, and then the story just popped up about 10 minutes right before we were going live. I have not read it, but let's see what it's all about here. So not great, but here it is. Aaron Darnold is facing assault charges after allegedly attacking a man in Pittsburgh. Ooh, not great. Who's picking a fight with Aaron Donald? Oh my goodness, you're out of your gourd if you do that. But let's see what's going on. Oh my God! Oh my God! This man's eye is swollen shut. He got hit so hard by Aaron Donald. God damn. Ooh, Aaron Donald not good out here. Let's see if he was justified, but this picture alone, god damn. That man got beat up. That man got out there. Aaron Donald. I mean, yeah, first of all, why are you picking a fight with Aaron Donald like we just said? I mean, the man's like 2-time back-to-back defensive player of the year in the NFL. Why are you you can pick a fight with anybody else on this planet, but you chose Aaron Donald? This man's out of his gourd over here. All right, but let's see let's just see what this fight is going on about. All right, here we go. Aaron Donald might be in some serious legal trouble. Lawyer Todd Hollins. I mean, we got to keep track of all these lawyers' names. Busby and Rusty Hardin. I mean, that doesn't even sound like a name, Rusty Hardin. You chose a attorney's that's name is Rusty Hardin, Deshaun Watson? That's not the greatest. So now we got to freaking remember Todd Hollins. Another lawyer out here. All right. Lawyer Todd Hollins told KDA that he is filing an assault charge against the Los Angeles Rams superstar defensive player on behalf of his client, DeVincent Springs. He got beat up. God damn. He got beat up, man. His eye is literally swollen shut, folks. It's swollen shut. Big old swollen eye. Black and blue. I don't know what this is. I don't know if this is his normal skin, but it doesn't help the cause. It doesn't help the cause. All right, let's see what is going on. What happened with this altercation? The 29-year-old Darnold is considered the best defensive player in football who took... Yeah, we get this. What happened here? Okay, I don't care about... We all know who Aaron Donald is. I want to know why he fought this man. We don't get any information here? Allegedly attacking DeVincent Springs over the weekend in Pittsburgh. Okay, but why? How are you not putting the why in the article? Who started it? Did he punch Aaron Donald first and Aaron Donald would just punched back? We're literally getting no information here. Attorney Todd Hollins provided a picture to KDA Andy Shaheen of a man who appeared to have a swollen eye and cuts on his face and said he would be pressing charges. Hollis says Dave Vincent Springs, who was the man in the photo, intends to file criminal charges for an alleged assault in the overnight hours of last weekend. So this got done late at night. All right, not great. It allegedly happened between 3 and 4 in the morning at an after-hours club on the city's south side. So maybe some drinks were involved. Some drunken Aaron Donald throwing punches out here. Just before the noon hour, Hollins and Springs, 26, arrived in the Pittsburgh police station and filed it. Hollins said Donald allegedly beat Spriggs. Oh my God, I'm getting all these names wrong. I apologize, folks. Hollis said Donald allegedly beat Spriggs, who was later treated and released at a local hospital. He is asking the police here to conduct a full investigation. Hollins identified Spriggs as an out-of-towner, but declined to say from where. The man's an out-of-towner. All right. Spriggs, who has his arm in a sling. Oh, he's got his arm in a sling. We didn't see that in the picture. We just saw the big old eye, the big old swollen eye. So arm in a sling, big old puffed up, upright eye, invisible stitches, and had little to say. Were you assaulted, sir? Yes, I was. Was this unprovoked? It was definitely unprovoked. I've instructed him not to make any comments, but as you can see from this arm in a sling, his eye is closed, 16 stitches in his eye, and a concussion and other severe injuries he suffered. This is a severe incident. So Hollis has instructed Spriggs to not make any comments at this time. Donald, 29, was named Defensive Player of the Year. Yeah, why did we keep saying... We all know Aaron Donald, damn. He played at the University... Oh, my God. Why? I want to know more about the crime. I don't care about this man's resume of him playing in Pittsburgh and being Defensive Player of the Year. I want to know about the altercation. We all know Aaron Donald. Alrighty, so we really don't... It just happened at a club between 3 and 4 in the morning. The man's got stitches, big old puffed up eye, arm in a sling. He said he was unprovoked. But, I mean, that's what everybody says, right? Yeah, it was unprovoked. Those massage therapists are also saying that they were unprovoked of, jerking off Deshaun Watson while giving him a massage. So, we'll see what happens with Aaron Donald now. Not great here for these superstars in the NFL. Alrighty, and then the last story to talk about really quickly. Man, oh man, Blazers, a heartbreaking loss last night. We told y'all it was a must-win game for this Blazers team, and they lost it. So truly unfortunate here, but let's give it up for Jason Tatum. This man's been going out of his mind recently, putting the team on his back, getting it done, being the main scorer, getting it done. I absolutely love it, and here he is last night. They are up by 1 point here with 10 seconds left. Celtics up 113-112 over the Blazers, and Jason Tatum rises up, hits a three, puts them up 2 possessions with like 9 seconds left, and it's just game over at that point. Norman Powell comes back and hits a big old three, but then they have to foul, and it's just over at that point. It's not enough time to overcome that two possession deficit that Jason Tatum buried a triple to kind of extend. So absolutely magnificent job by Jason Tatum, and just, man, truly unfortunate by this Blazers team. We have to start fading this Blazers team. Truly, truly unfortunate. They cannot win games now. I don't know what it is. They don't win games with CJ McCollum in the lineup, and now we have to go back to the trade of, Gary Trent Jr. for Norman Powell. Doesn't work. It's not really working out for the Blazers here because they're not winning with Norman Powell. Norman Powell is still having good production out there, but it's not resulting in wins, and it's also not resulting with wins because CJ McCollum's in the lineup. When he was out on the out of just because of an injury, Damian Lillard and Gary Trent Jr. were getting it done, but now CJ McCollum, Damian Lillard, and Norman Powell can't win games together. So, man, oh man. I love that Blazers team, but the MVP for Damian Lillard is starting to slip. They slipped in our power rankings. They're not even in the top 10 anymore. Another loss for them. Truly unfortunate. Alrighty. Those are all the stories that we needed to cover for today. So let's head over to the NBA. We'll break down the games from last night. We'll update our point totals for the MVP and Sixth Man of the Year. We'll do our moneymaker for today's action, and then we'll head over to our NFL Draft Prospect of the Day, looking at Khalil Herbert. So here we go from last night, Nets and the Timberwolves. Alrighty, we had the Timberwolves +6, but that was, when we thought Karl Anthony Towns was playing, and he ended up not playing in this game. So So here we go. Nets get the win. Big old win here. 20 point win here. 127-97. No, 30. Is that 30? 97, 107, 117. Yeah, 30-point win. Alrighty, so no Kyrie, no James Harden for the Nets, but just Kevin Durant, and the man went off. And we know this is man's fantastic. So Kevin Durant, 31 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds on 4 of 6 from 3 and 73% overall. We know this man is absolutely amazing at shooting the basketball. We know this. He hit the big shot over LeBron James in the finals, absolutely sealing their win there. He's always been a great shooter, and him being out for this entire season has not changed that. Alrighty, Chris Chiazza, he steps in for kind of the starting point guard spot. 4 points, 5 assists, 2 rebounds in only 13 minutes. Joe Harris at the shooting guard position, 23 points, 2 steals, 3 assists, 3 rebounds, 5 of 8 from 3. Fantastic game by Joe Harris, can always count on him. Nicholas Claxton getting the starting center start. I absolutely love that. 6 points, 8 rebounds in 20 minutes out there. Love it. And then Jeff Green to round out the starters at the starting 4. 7 points, 4 assists from 4 rebounds. Now let's take a look at their bench. Some nice performances here. Bruce Brown off the bench, 9 points, 12 rebounds, 3 assists. 3 steals. I mean, that's what we're talking about, folks. We've been saying this all season. This Nets team, when everybody's healthy, is deep as heck. We have Bruce Brown coming off the bench. Joe Harris would probably come off the bench as well if everybody was healthy on this team. But just man, oh man, just absolutely great depth here. Timothy Loawe-Cabaret had a pretty decent game as well. 9 points, 6 rebounds. I'll give it to him. Landry Shamet off the bench, 19 points, 5 assists, 5 rebounds. DeAndre Jordan off the bench, 13 points, 7 rebounds, getting it done. Absolutely magnificent here. So just an overall stacked roster. Love seeing Kevin Durant being back at Kevin Durant status out here, just getting it done. Slim Reaper, or whatever nickname you want to give this man, whatever nickname he's going by now. He's getting it done on the court, so love it. And then also, let's shout out Joe Harris once again. Second leading scorer for the squad is always consistent. Once again, no Kyrie, no James Harden, and then Joe Harris steps up. Hey, y'all need points. Y'all need 3-point depth. Here I am. Consistent as ever. Yes, sir, Joe Harris. Love it. Alrighty, the Timberwolves now, no Karl Anthony Towns, and obviously they're not going to win this game. I mean, let's shout out Anthony Edwards because he had a decent game. Didn't shoot well, but he had 27 points, 8 rebounds. He shot 2 of 11 from 3, not very good at all. But he was the leading scorer of the squad by a mile, and that's what we needed from Anthony Edwards. We need points to come from somewhere, especially without Karl Anthony Towns in the lineup, and that's what Anthony Edwards did. So we'll give him a little bit of a shout out here. Ricky Rubio still in the starting position here, starting point guard position. 5 points, 2 assists, 3 rebounds. Naz Reid, 2 points, 3 rebounds. Not really doing what Karl Anthony Towns does at the 5. Jaden McDaniels, 5 points, 2 assists, 3 rebounds. And Josh Okogie, 7 points, 4 steals, 1 assist, 1 rebound. So really nothing great from that starting lineup. Obviously, no Karl Anthony Towns. I mean, that's the main of their offense. That's what they run. Karl Anthony Towns, pick and roll. Have him handle the ball. It all goes through Karl Anthony Towns on this offense. All right, D'Angelo Russell off the bench now. I mean, he played more minutes than Ricky Rubio, so really, the next time that Karl Anthony Towns is healthy in the starting lineup, I would expect them to make the big old switch there for D'Angelo Russell in the starting rotation, bringing Ricky Rubio down to the bench. But D'Angelo Russell off the bench, 15 points, 1 steal, 1 assist, 1 rebound, shot 41%, and only played 20 minutes. So not terrible there by D'Angelo Russell. Obviously, having Karl Anthony Towns, the face of your franchise, your number 1 scorer on this team, you're going to go down a little bit, but he still had a decent game out there. And then off the bench, we got Jordan McLaughlin, 9 points, 2 assists, 2 rebounds, and Jared Vanderbilt, 9 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. So just no good scoring here for Minnesota, and Kevin Durant says, oh, scoring, I can score, and that was the game. That was the game. Nets get the win, 127-97 over the Timberwolves. All right, let's go to the Clippers and the Pacers now. Pacers kept it decently close, but Paul George, man, oh man, what a great game by him. Stepping it up, no Kawhi Leonard, Paul George all by himself. He gets it done. So let's start here with the Clippers and Paul George. 36 points, 8 assists, 7 rebounds on 52% shooting in 4 of 7 from 3. Yes, sir, Paul George get it done. Now, are we going to fall into the same trap of praising Paul George in the regular season and then him going ghost mode in the playoffs? Most likely, but hey, he's doing it here. We got to give him the benefit of the doubt. We can't just keep assuming that he's not going to show up in the playoffs. We have to hope at some point that he gets it done in the playoffs. But Paul George still getting it done in the regular season. I'll let y'all determine if it's real or fake. So a great night by Paul George out there. Marcus Morris also had a great night. 22 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists on 3 of 3 of 3, and 75% overall from the field. So magnificent. Zubac, the starting center for them, 14 points, 7 rebounds. Luke Kennard in the starting lineup, 10 points, 4 assists, 3 rebounds. And then Reggie Jackson still at the point guard. Rondo coming off the bench, 6 points, 4 assists, 5 rebounds. He didn't shoot well, only 14% overall from the field on 7 shots. But, decent stats all around for Reggie Jackson. And we know this man really gets it done defensively as well. Alrighty, off the bench, anything great out here? Rondo off the bench, 4 points, 5 assists, 5 rebounds in 18 minutes. Nicholas Batum off the bench, getting it done, 14 points, 5 rebounds. Terrence Mann getting it done, 12 points, 3 assists, 4 rebounds. So overall, a real great night by this Clippers team, held at the helm by Paul George. So very well done to them. All right, let's go to the Pacers now. All righty, Sabonis at the 5 still because Miles Turner is still out, so let's go over this. Malcolm Brogdon, 29 points, 4 assists, 5 rebounds. Karis LeVert, 26 points, 6 assists. Once again, he's just not shooting efficient out here with all his points. 1 of 8 from 3, 38% overall from the field. Karis LeVert, he does give you that extra scoring that this Pacers team does need. It's not efficient, though, and it doesn't translate to wins, and they are still missing another piece, really. They are still missing another piece. Now, when Miles Turner comes back, Sabonis can roll over back to the 4 and do a little bit more of the scoring, and Miles Turner getting that uplift there defensively. But it's still not consistently leading to wins, even with Miles Turner in the starting lineup. So Pacers classic, still not getting it done. But let's finish off these starters here. Sabonis at the 5, like we said, 20 points, 13 rebounds. Good night by him, but just overall not enough, not deep enough off that bench. Justin Holiday, 8 points, 2 rebounds. Edmund Sumner, 7 points, 3 rebounds to round out the starters. And then off the bench, nothing great. TJ McConnell had 13 points. I'll give it to him, but just nothing else great. The second highest leading scorer off the bench was Aaron Holiday with only 7 points. So not matching the offensive production off the bench that the Clippers provide, not having that main scorer like a Paul George out there. Yeah, Karis LeVert put up 26, Malcolm Brogdon put up 29, but at the end of the day, there's no depth of this Pacers team truly, and that's why they usually lose all their games, and that's why, are they in the top 10 yet? I don't think they're in the top 10 yet. Oh, they are. They are number 9 already. So, all right, nice little number 9 seed. I don't really see them. Will they beat the Bulls? Maybe, but then they would have to face either the Hornets or the Knicks. They would probably beat the Hornets. The Knicks, potentially. We'll see. But, yeah, we know this Pacers team isn't anything amazing. We don't really kind of shout them out too much. They're mediocre. They never beat any of the good teams. So the Pacers, another loss here against the Clippers, 126-115. All right, let's move on to the Hawks and the Raptors now. Hawks getting it done. Raptors back out with no Fred VanVleet and no Kyle Lowry. But let's start with this Hawks team getting it done. Still no Trae Young, still no Danilo Gallinari, and they still get the win. So let's shout out them. Here we go. Brandon Goodwin gets the start in replacement of Trae Young. 18 points, 3 assists, 5 rebounds, and he shot 3 of 4 from 3 and 50% overall from the field. Fantastic. Bogdanovich still getting it done. Absolutely fantastic. This man's stepping it up, and I absolutely love it, and it's desperately needed for the Sox team. So shout out to Bogdanovich. 23 points, 4 assists, 6 rebounds, 5 of 8 of 3, 50% overall from the field. Clint Capella, 19 points, 21 rebounds. Can always rely on him as well. Solomon Hill at the starting 4, 7 points, 1 assist, 1 rebound. And Kevin Huerter at the starting 3, 17 points, 4 assists. I'll give him that. Very well done. So the starters all got it done. Now let's take a look at this bench. Lou Williams off the bench, 9 points, 5 assists. Nothing great there. Wasn't truly efficient. 1 of 4 from 3, 37% overall. But just solid bench play, nothing great, no double-digit score, which, luckily for the Hawks, they still were able to win the game because of their starting rotation, so well done for the Hawks here. Are they on a streak now? They are streaking now. what is this, like 2 games without Trey Young, and they're still able to get the win? I absolutely love it. So the Hawks are currently on a 3-game winning streak. I love it, man. Getting it done without your best pieces and still able to win. That's what we're talking about. Not like the Pacers. Oh, we don't have Miles Turner. We can't win a game. Or, the Celtics without Evan Fournier. Oh, we can't win a game without Evan Fournier. Something like that. Or were they winning games without Evan Fournier? That might have been a bad example. Yeah, they were. 4-game winning streak. That's my bad. Take away that Celtics one. Let's go to, let's swap that out with the Heat. Oh, we can't win without Victor Oladipo. They just lost last night, so we can kind of, or the Bucks. We can't win without Giannis. That's a better one. So, yeah, love that this Hawks team is getting some wins here. Everybody getting it done. Bogdanovich stepping up. I mean, man, oh man, desperately needed, like we said, and absolutely magnificent. So, all right. So the Hawks get the win. Let's talk about the Raptors now. Why did they lose? We all know, well, we just said no Kyle Lowry, no Fred VanVleet. So here we go. Malachi Flynn had an absolute amazing end of the fourth quarter. This game was not that close. Like we said, it was a 108-103 win for this Hawks team, but it was really kind of a 14-point win. The Hawks were up 14 points with 1:30 left, but then Malachi Flynn went absolutely wild and hit like 3 straight threes, cutting the lead down to like 4. Just couldn't quite get it done at the very end of the game. But well done to Malachi Flynn to make it a little bit close, so we'll shout him out for that. But Malachi Flynn at the starting point guard position, filling in for Kyle Lowry, Fred VanVleet, 22 points, 3 assists, 5 rebounds, 6 of 13 from 3, getting it done at the end of the fourth quarter, and 44% overall from the field. But just, they were down by 14. They were a little down too much there at the end of the game. Gary Trent Jr., not a great game by him here. Finally, he has a not good game. 7 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists on 0 of 7 from 3, and only 20% from the field. Yikes. Chris Boucher still at the 5, 4 points, 3 assists, 3 rebounds. Siakam at the 4, 30 points, 7 assists, 6 rebounds. He shot 68% from the field. Great night. And then OG Anunoby at the 3. 15 points, 6 rebounds. He shot 1 of 5 from 3, but 58% overall from the field. So really bad night by Gary Trent Jr. Malachi Flynn not really getting it done till the late in the fourth quarter, and that's basically all their points and all their kind of big name stars that you can rely on to go get you some points out here. So a little unfortunate here by the Raptors. Let's also shout out Khem Birch getting it done off the bench, 13.7 rebounds. That's their newly acquired player, their big that they've got. So he's getting it done off the bench. We'll see if he gets into the starting lineup anytime soon. But they definitely need Kyle Lowry and Fred VanVleet back as soon as possible if they want to start winning some more games here. And like we said, they are kind of in the battle here for that playing tournament. The Raptors are at the 11th seed currently at 21-34. They are, what do we got, 2 games back of that 10th seed of the Bulls. So we'll see if they can kind of make a nice run here at the end of the season to try and, get into that playing tournament, because I would like to see the Raptors at least in the playing tournament. If it comes down to the Raptors or the Pacers in the playing tournament, I'm going to want to root for the Raptors. So we'll see what they can do, but not great. Alrighty, next game up, Lakers and the Hornets. And Kyle Kuzma coming off of an absolutely trash game, his last game, and getting it done. This one leading scorer. Everything's looking great. Love it. All right, so here we go. Let's start here with the Lakers. They win 101-93 over the Hornets. So here we go. Lakers, Kyle Kuzma moving to the 4 and having success out there. So, better than the 3. So we'll see if Kyle Kuzma stays at the 4 and can kind of consistently string along some good games together. So Kyle Kuzma, leading scorer for the squad, 24 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist. He shot 4 of 12 from 3, average-ish, and 38% from the field. Then we get Dennis Schroeder at the starting point guard position. He had a pretty good game as well. 19 points, 6 assists, 4 rebounds. He shot 3 of 7 from 3, 42% from the field. KCP, 9 points, 2 assists, 3 rebounds, 1 of 5 from 3. Andre Drummond, 4 points, 12 rebounds, 28% from the field. Andre Drummond has not been getting it done scoring the ball, man. We saw what he did with the Cavs, just absolutely getting it done. But then he didn't play for the entire season because they were looking to trade him, and then didn't end up trading him. Never traded him. Waited till the trade deadline came and gone, then bought him out, and then he went to the Lakers. So Andre Drummond really hasn't played that many games this season, and having trouble getting it figured out here for the Lakers, because we've seen this man put up like 22 and 15 consistently. Wild. But he hasn't really been doing anything like that so far. And then Taylor Horton-Tucker at the 3 to round out the starters. Not a great game. 6 points, 4 assists on 1 of 6 shooting and 25% from the field. So not great there. But let's go to their bench. Anything great here? Ben McLemore, only 5 points, 4 rebounds. Alex Caruso with the 13 points. We'll take that. 6 assists. Montrezl Harrell, another not great game. 6 points, 5 rebounds. He was a plus 13 on the floor. But, we're usually used to a little bit more production, points, rebounds here for Montrezl Harrell. But, hey, they still get the win. He still did decent. I mean, he only took 3 shots, so it wasn't like he was inefficient for those 6 points. Wesley Matthews with 7 points and Alfonso McKinley with 8 points as well. So not bad by the bench. Some decent all-around scoring. And Kyle Kuzma leading the charge there. All right, let's go to the Hornets now. Did they try their damnedest? Well, the starters did, and we know they're just a little bit lackluster off the bench now because all their bench players had to go to the starting rotation because all their starters got injured. So, Devontae Graham still stepping it up here at the starting point guard position. 19 points, 6 assists. I'll take that. Wasn't truly efficient, but, I mean, we're talking about backups up here, trying to get it done, trying to maintain their winning success that they were having with all their starters. So, I'll still give it to Devontae Graham. Not bad out here. 3 of 13 from 3, not the greatest, 36% overall from the field. Caleb Martin at the starting shooting guard position, 17 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists. I'll give it to that man. Great night. Bismack Biyombo still at the 5, 10 points, 12 rebounds. Miles Bridges at the 4, 13 points, 3 assists, 7 rebounds. He shot 1 of 5 from 3, not the greatest. And then Jalen McDaniels to round out the starters here, 16 points, 8 rebounds. So overall, the starters all had a pretty decent night out here. It's just their bench is super lackluster. Brad Wanamaker, 4 points. He did have 5 assists, but we need points here off the bench. Cody Martin, 6 points off the bench. Cody Zeller, 5 points, 3 rebounds off the bench. So just nothing great bench-wise scoring. I mean, look at this. Brad Wanamaker off the bench, minus 26. Cody Martin off the bench, minus 16. Cody Zeller off the bench, minus 18. All basically the starters were all kind of in plus categories, even in a loss. But that bench, man, because all the bench are now in the starting lineup. So, man, oh man, super. I feel super bad for this Hornets team, man. They're still good. They're still competitive, even without all their star players. So I give this Hornets team so much respect. And I truly hope that they do end in at least a play-in tournament spot because they truly kind of deserved it for how they were playing this season of just not having a true superstar on this team. Everybody's still just getting it done. And, when they were all healthy, they were like a 4th seed here in the East. So you got to give them their respect, got to give them their dues. And I hope they at least make the play-in tournament for that work this year. Alrighty, now let's go to the Jazz and the Thunder, and the Jazz get the nice 10-point win here, 106-96 over the Thunder. No Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, but Luguentz Dort goes absolutely wild for the Thunder, making it a competitive game, but the Jazz are just too good all around. So here we go. Mike Conley back in the starting lineup, 15 points, 14 assists, great night. Donovan Mitchell, 22 points, 3 assists, 4 rebounds. He shot 43%. Rudy Gobert, 13 points, 14 rebounds, classic. Rudy Gobert, oh my God, he had 7 blocks. Oh my God. Woohoo. You can make the argument for Defensive Player of the Year, man. God damn, 7 blocks. Woof. Georges Niang in the starting lineup, 18 points, 10 rebounds. Love seeing that man have success out there. And then Bojan Bogdanovic, 23 points, 7 rebounds. If your last name is Bogdanovic, you are making huge contributions in this league for the Hawks, for the Jazz, getting it done. Fantastic. And then nothing great here off the bench here for the Jazz. They had Jarrell Brantley with 10 points. That was their leading scorer off the bench. Derek Favors, 0 points off the bench. Ersan Ilyasova, 0 points off the bench. Mie Oni, 0 points off the bench in 7 minutes, but no real great scoring production here off the bench. Jordan Clarkson didn't play. Joe Ingles didn't play, but they were still able to beat the shorthanded Thunder as well. So let's shut them out very quickly. Luguentz Dort, like we said, went absolutely manic. 42 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, 4 steals on 7 of 11 from 3. And 51% overall, but Luguentz Dort at the 2, man, that's where he works the best. He does not work at the 3. He's never had this great performance at the 3, and that even goes back to when Chris Paul was playing there last year. So I do like Dort at the starting shooting guard position and not kind of the small forward position. the 3. And then nothing else really great here by anybody else. I mean, no Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, so, obviously we know they're not going to win the game. But Moses Brown put up 12 points and 15 rebounds at the starting 5. Isaiah Roby with 5 points. Darius Baisley with 7 points. Theo Melendon at the starting point guard with 5 points. So nothing truly great here. But before we move off this game, let's shout out Ty Jerome, 14 points off the bench in 19 minutes. So he gets it done. Just nobody else truly does. So, unfortunate loss here for the Thunder. But you need Shea Gilgeous-Alexander back, folks. You truly. Alrighty, moving on to the next game here. Suns in the Heat, and the Suns kind of blow them out a little bit here. 20-point win, 106-86 over the Heat. So, very well done for the Suns, staying on track here. So, we'll start here with the Suns. Chris Paul, only 5 points and 9 assists. Kind of a light night by him, but everybody else is able to get it done, even that bench. And man, oh man, that's kind of what we're seeing here. The bench is starting to step it up way more consistently, and that makes the Suns team even more dangerous than what they already were coming into kind of this back half of the season. So Devin Booker, only 12 points, 3 assists, 3 rebounds. DeAndre Ayton, 19 points, led the team in scoring. DeAndre Ayton, love it. 19 points, 13 rebounds. Jay Crowder only put up 5 points, 6 rebounds. McCall Bridges, 0 points, 1 rebound. But look at what this bench did. Yes, sir, folks. Here we go. Everybody that we love got it done off the bench. Cameron Payne, 14 points, 7 assists, 5 rebounds. Cameron Johnson, 15 points, 5 rebounds. Torrey Craig, 14 points, 6 rebounds. Dario Saric, 13 points, 5 rebounds. Javon Carter, 9 points, 2 rebounds. Yes, sir. That's basically 5. I'm calling 5 out here. 5 players all in 10-plus point categories, basically. Javon Carter with the 9. I'm rounding him up to 10. I don't care. Very well done here by this bench, getting it done. Yes, sir. If this Suns bench plays like they do here, or just kind of half of what they did here on a consistent basis, this Suns team is winning the championship, folks. You will not be able to stop them. They will be too good with the starters. They will be too deep. That's a championship right there. All right, let's go to the Heat now. What the heck happened to them? Why did they only put up 86 points, and why were they really not competitive here? And don't get me that there was no Victor Oladipo. They don't need Victor Oladipo, folks. They can still win games without him. They can still be competitive without him. So let's see what happened here. Kendrick Nunn at the 1. 8 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds. He shot 37%, 1 of 6 from 3. Not great there. Duncan Robinson, 15 points, 2 assists, 2 rebounds, 4 of 10 from 3. Pretty decent night by Duncan Robinson. Bam Adebayo, 11 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists. Not bad. Trevor Ariza, 10 points, 6 rebounds. Alrighty, kind of decent. Good defense, a +4 in a big old loss. And then Jimmy Butler, 18 points, 8 assists, 4 rebounds. He took 6 threes. That's the problem. Jimmy Butler should not be taking 6 threes a game. He should have a green light of wherever he wants to shoot, but we know he's not that great of a 3-point shooter out there. So 18 points, 8 assists, 4 rebounds, and he was a -12 on the floor. But then this bench of the Heat just could not keep up with what the bench did for the Suns, and that was the main difference here. Goran Dragic, 12 points, 4 assists, 6 rebounds, but he shot 27%, 0 of 7 from 3. Not very efficient, not productive out there. Tyler Hero, 10 points, 2 rebounds, 0 of 3 from 3. Andre Iguodala, 0 points, a -22 on the floor. Yikes. So nowhere near the bench production for the Heat here like the Suns, and that was the main factor. So well done for the Suns, able to get it done. And let's go to the last game of the night, the most heartbreaking loss here for the Blazers, and I don't even know if we can ever buy the Blazers again, folks. They would have to make a huge run. They would have to start beating everybody, all the good teams, Clippers, Jazz, Nuggets, Lakers, when everybody's healthy, Celtics, Suns, 76ers, Nets. Like, they need to start beating all those players, all those teams. But they haven't been doing that recently. So another loss here by the Blazers. 4 straight losses, or 4 straight wins for the Celtics now because of Jason Tatum, but now a lot of losses. Blazers, man, damn. I just wanted them to win, but Jason Tatum had to go clutch mode, so I got to give it up for Jason Tatum. So let's start here with the Celtics since they won. Jason Tatum, 32 points, 5 assists, 9 rebounds, 4 of 7 from 3, 58% overall from the field. A magnificent night. Jaylen Brown, 24 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 of 7 from 3. Great night by him. Robert Williams still getting it done at the 5, 16 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists. Marcus Smart, 13 points, 7 assists, 2 steals, 4 rebounds. He shot 3 of 5 from 3. And Kemba Walker still taking 11 threes. Jesus. 21 points, 7 assists, 8 rebounds for Kemba Walker. Like I said, 4 of 11 from 3. Just way too many threes out here, Kemba. Darn. And like we said, they still don't even have what's his name out here? Evan Fournier, he's still out. He's still not getting it done. Tristan Thompson off the bench was their leading scorer off the bench, 5 points, 8 rebounds. So we know they've got no great depth, but Jason Tatum is putting the team on his back on a nightly basis. Jaylen Brown is being consistent. Robert Williams is being everybody in the starting lineup is being consistent, folks. So I give so much respect to the Celtics team. And come Friday when we update our power rankings, they're not in our top 10 right now. I don't think, are they? I don't think they are. They're not, but watch out for this Celtics team to climb the ladder because I've seen enough. I love everything about this Celtics team getting it done without Evan Fournier. Jason Tatum stepping it up every single game now, and I absolutely love what this Celtics team is doing. So, and I love Robert Williams. He's getting it done, and that's all I ask for. So very well done all around to the starting lineup. Now let's go to the Blazers. What went wrong for them? Damian Lillard put up 28 points, 10 assists, 5 rebounds. He shot 5 of 13 from 3. Not the greatest there. 39% overall from the field. CJ McCollum, 16 points, 5 assists, 7 rebounds, 4 of 11 from 3. Nurkic, 8 points, 7 assists, 9 rebounds. He was a plus 19 on the floor, too. Damn. Robert Covington, 9 points, 7 rebounds. Norman Powell, 20 points, 3 assists, 4 rebounds on 4 of 8 from 3. So he was also a plus 9 on the floor as well. So it wasn't this Blazers starting roster, but when we look at the bench, Enes Kanter, 9 points, 10 rebounds. That's good, but it was a minus 18 on the floor. Derrick Jones Jr., no points, 1 assist, 1 rebound, minus 13 on the floor. Then we get Carmelo Anthony putting up 25 big ones off the bench, but also a minus 7 in the game on the floor. So just unfortunate here by this Blazers team. They got the offense production from the bench, but they didn't get the defensive production, and that's really where they went wrong. And Jason Tatum went clutch, and just truly unfortunate here by Damian Lillard not getting another win. So the Blazers lose 116-115 by the Celtics. Man, oh man. Heartbroken. I'm heartbroken by all these losses here by the Blazers. At least they were a little competitive, but I mean, we're talking about the Celtics, man. And I know they're decent. They're starting to get right, but man, oh man, 5th in the East? That's really nothing great to celebrate, honestly. The East is so much worse than the West. But damn, Blazers lose. Alrighty, let's see what's on tap for today's action. We got another afternoon game. Bucks Timberwolves tipping off at 4:30 today. Alrighty. All right, then what else do we got? Hornets Cavs. We got nationally televised games. Nets 76ers at 7 o'clock on ESPN. Spurs, Raptors, Clippers, Pistons, Magic, Bulls, Knicks, Pelicans, Pacers, Rockets, Warriors, Thunder, Mavericks, Grizzlies, Heat, Nuggets, Wizards, Kings. And that Mavericks-Grizzlies game is on at 9:30 on ESPN. So a lot of games to go over, a lot of value to find, so let's see what we can get here in tonight's action. Hawks -2, that one hit for us last night. Blazers -1, we wanted to kind of bet on them. We wanted them to win, so we bet on them winning. They did not, so we went officially 1-1, unofficially. Well, officially, I've mixed those up. Officially 1-2, unofficially 1-1, because I'm not counting the Timberwolves +6 because I was under the impression that Karl Anthony Towns was playing. All right, but let's refresh these lines. Let's see what's on tap today. Let's find the value. What's the best value? Let's go out and find it here. So here we go. First matchup up, Bucks, Timberwolves. Bucks -9, Timberwolves +9. Are we going to get fooled by Karl Anthony Towns being in or out again? Let's see. So for the Bucks, PJ Tucker, a game-time decision. Giannis, a game-time decision. For the Timberwolves, Karl Anthony Towns, a game-time decision, and Malik Beasley is out. So way too many question marks there with their big names, Giannis, Karl Anthony Towns, both being game-time decisions. We'll skip it. All right, so let's go to the next one now. Nets, 76ers, Nets +8, 76ers -8. Wow, Nets +8. What is that about? All right, so here we go. Blake Griffin is out. Kevin Durant is out with rest. I mean, Kevin Durant, you have not played all season, and you need rest. I do not get it. James Harden, out. LaMarcus Aldridge, out. Tyler Johnson, out. So it's only Kyrie Irving? I'm not taking that. George Hill is out and for the 76ers, and Anthony Tolliver is a game time decision. So everybody's going to go for the 76ers, and it's just a little old Kyrie out there by himself. We'll see if he can get it done, but I'm going to stay away from it. Nets, man, Kyrie Irving, man, I don't know. Let's see how he plays, and then we'll go from there tonight. All right, next game up, Cavs, Hornets. Cavs plus 3.5, Hornets minus 3.5. Let's see if Jared Allen is finally out of concussion protocol here for the Cavs. All right, out for the Cavs, we get Colin Sexton, a game-time decision, and Darius Garland, a game-time decision. So, Jared Allen is finally back. Love seeing that. Let's see who's good to go for this Hornets team. Terry Rozier is a game-time decision, and P.J. Washington is out. So the Cavs could have some good success down low with, Jared Allen back in the lineup. I'm hoping and assuming that these game-time decisions for Darius Garland and Colin Sexton are kind of bunk and that they are actually playing. Let's go to Fantasy Labs here on Twitter to see if there's any update on him. Ooh, Chris Chiazza underwent surgery on a fractured hand, so he's not even going to be out there, unfortunately, for the Nets. All right, what do we get here? Darius Garland, Colin Sexton. Any news? Does not seem to be. So I'm going to assume they're going to be playing, and I'm going to take the 3 here with the Cavs. With Jared Allen, we can kind of fully believe in this offense for the Cavs. The Hornets are on that back-to-back, lackluster, kind of off the bench now. So we're going to go the Cavs plus the 3.5 points here. Alrighty, then we get the Spurs and the Raptors. Spurs minus 5.5, Raptors plus 5.5. Is everybody good to go for this Raptors team? Are Fred VanVleet, Kyle Lowry back? Well, let's start here with the Spurs. Georgie Dieng is out and Trey Lyles is out for the Spurs. And then for the Raptors, Kyle Lowry is still out. Fred VanVleet is still suspended. DeAndre Bembry is out and Gary Trent Jr. is out. Oh, definitely staying away from this game then. Definitely not taking any of that. We know how we feel about the Spurs. They are kind of, up and down, and I'm not going to trust it. Alrighty, so here we go. Let's keep moving on. Damn, no good value so far. Not finding the real good value. I like the Cavs plus 3.5. I don't think that's amazing value. I think it's solid. But let's keep going. Let's see what else we get here. Magic Bulls. Magic plus 9.5. Bulls minus 9.5. The Bulls should have no problem winning this game, hopefully. They're back on another kind of 3-game losing streak. Not great. But here we go for the Magic. Otto Porter is out. Mo Bamba, game-time decision. Dante Hall, game-time decision. For the Bulls, just Garrett Temple is a game-time decision. So, like I said, the Bulls should have no trouble winning this game, but, they've been struggling these last 3. So, not going to swallow 9 for the Bulls right now. They should win, but we're not going to take the spread. So, we'll move off from this game. Then we get the Knicks and the Pelicans. Knicks plus 3, Pelicans minus 3. Alrighty, I think I like the Pelicans minus 3 if everybody is playing. For the Knicks, John Henson is out. Mitchell Robinson is out. For the Pelicans, James Johnson, a game-time decision. Josh Hart is still out. Lonzo Ball is a game-time decision. And Nickeil Alexander-Walker is out. So I got Zion Williamson, Brandon Ingram, all good to go for this Pelicans team. We're going to take the Pels minus 3 here. Not ready to kind of re-buy this Knicks team. Yes, they are on a 3-game winning streak. But against, the Lakers, the Raptors, that Grizzlies was a good one, but it went into overtime, and, it was John Morant missing kind of the game-winning layup, game-winning floater that kind of circled the barrel. So we're going to take the Pelicans minus 3. I'm liking what this Pelicans team is doing. They don't really need Lonzo Ball. They're kind of winning without Lonzo Ball. So if he's a game-time decision, hopefully he doesn't hurt him too much. But we still got Isaiah Thomas. So, alrighty, Pelicans minus 3. I think that's good value. Let's keep going here. Clippers, Pistons. Clippers minus 4.5. Pistons plus 4. All right, let's see what we get here. Patrick Beverley is still out. We know that. Serge Ibaka is out. Game time decision for Kawhi Leonard. So we get, at least Paul George playing. And then for the Pistons, Rodney McGruder is out and Dennis Smith is out. So I get the Clippers minus 4.5 here. Let's see if Paul George can kind of go back-to-back here on what he's doing. Is this right? I got to refresh this because the Score Mobile is saying that the Clippers are minus 8 here on It says 4.5. I'm getting the good value here. I don't know whatever sportsbook you're using, but Clippers minus 4.5. We'll take that. Yes, sir. I wonder if Kawhi Leonard is actually playing or what's the deal, but I'm going to take this value while we get it. Clippers minus 4.5. Absolutely. We're going to rely on Paul George to get it done. Okay. It moved a little bit. It changed, but it's still Clippers minus 4.5. Alrighty. Well, we're taking that. We're taking it as long as we can. We'd lock it in right now. Alrighty, let's keep going. All right, now we're starting to get some good things out here. Let's see if we can keep it going. Pacers, Rockets. Pacers minus 4.5. Rockets plus 4.5. Alrighty, I might be taking this Rockets team if everybody's good to go. For the Pacers, Doug McDermott, game time decision, and Miles Turner, a game time decision. So we'll see if he's back. Then for this Rockets team, Eric Gordon is still out. Daniel House Jr. is still out. Sterling Brown is out. David Waba is out. Dante Exum is out. But the big names, Christian Wood, Kelly Olynyk, John Wall, all still good to go. In this Pacers team coming off of a back-to-back, we're going to take the points here with the Rockets, plus 4.5. I like that value. I like this Rockets team when all their core pieces are playing. So we'll rock with this Rockets team. Can't rely too much scoring-wise for this Pacers team, so we'll go with the Rockets plus 4.5. All right, last couple of games here. Here we go. Warriors minus 11.5. Thunder plus 11.5. Probably going to stay away from this one. Not going to trust this Warriors team. I mean, like we said, when they're on, when they face the good teams, they usually rise to the occasion. But when they kind of have nothing to play for, no fire lit under them, facing a bad team, they really don't step it up. So we'll probably stay away from this one. Kelly Oubre Jr. is a game-time decision for the Warriors. And then for the Thunder, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is still out. But Aleksej Puka-Zavetsky is a game time decision, so we'll see if we get him back, but not going to take this spread on. The 11.5 point spread is a little wild to me. All right, next game up, Mavericks, Grizzlies. Mavericks minus 2.5, Grizzlies plus 2.5. All righty, Grizzlies winning. They just won their last game. Like seeing that, breaking that losing streak that they were on. Still now 2 games above 500. For the Mavericks, Tyrell Terry is still out. And then for the Grizzlies, what do we got here? Tim Frazier, game time decision. DeAnthony Melton is out. So I get the Grizzlies on kind of what they do. I get 2 points out here. We're going to take the 2. Can't really rely too much on this Mavericks team besides Porzingis and Doncic. And, this Grizzlies team doesn't have that great of a bench, but I think they're a little bit deeper overall than the Mavericks. I can count on everybody in this Grizzlies lineup to put up points, or I really can't do that with the Mavericks. So I get the Grizzlies plus 2.5 points. We're going to take that at home. Yes, sir. Alrighty, then we get the Heat and the Nuggets. Heat plus 5, Nuggets minus 5. We know Jamal Murray is unfortunately out now. Victor Oladipo out for the Heat, and Jamal Murray is out for the Nuggets. R.I.P. Jamal Murray. Nuggets minus 5 should be good to go. I kind of want to see how they work without Jamal Murray. We kind of saw that, because he was out, for a couple of games, like 2 or 3 games, just recently in the last 2 weeks, because of a little bit of an injury, not, the one that he just suffered. But want to see how Aaron Gordon is kind of going to pick up this slack of the role, knowing that he's going to have to make up a lot of points production from what Jamal Murray does. So we're going to play this one a little bit safe. Nuggets minus 5 should be fine because this Heat team isn't anything great, but I want to see how this Nuggets team responds to losing a player, a floor general for the entire season. So we'll stay away from Heat Nuggets. And then the last game of the night, Wizards Kings. Wizards minus 2.5, Kings plus 2.5. Alrighty, so we get Wizards minus 2.5, Kings plus 2.5. Ooh, 2 not great teams out here. Y'all know how I feel about this. When we've got when we got two garbage teams going against each other, we usually stay away from it. So for the Wizards, Daniel Gafford is a game-time decision. Raquan Holmes for the Kings, game-time decision. Buddy Hield, a game-time decision. And Marvin Bagley is out. So just 2 not good teams. No real good value here, so we'll stay away from it. So what we've got on deck today, a little bit of a moneymaker extravaganza with the 5-teamer here. Cavs plus 3.5, Pelicans minus 3, Clippers minus 4.5, Rockets plus 4.5, and the Grizzlies plus 2.5. So that's what we've got rocking with today. Alrighty, let's head over to the NFL draft prospect of the day, looking at an NFL prospect every single day, getting us ready for the NFL draft. And today, the prospect we're looking at is Khalil Herbert, running back from Kansas and Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech, the latest. So we'll look at the stats, break down the film, and see how this man's looking should our teams be drafting this man. So here we go. Khalil Herbert from Virginia Tech, Kansas, running back. He's 5'9", 205 already, so, solid little back there. All right, let's see what he's got. 4 seasons at Kansas. He ended up redshirting his last year, his senior year in Kansas, so that gave him an extra year of eligibility, and then he transferred to Virginia Tech, so that's kind of where it shakes out. But here we go. Freshman year at Kansas, 44 rushes for 189 yards, 3 touchdowns already. Doesn't really catch the ball too much here in Kansas, only 42 yards receiving in his freshman year. Then 2017 is sophomore year with still at Kansas. 120 rushes for 663 yards, 4 touchdowns, only having 38 receiving yards along with that. Then we get his junior year of Kansas, 113 rushes for 499 yards, 5 touchdowns, still nothing really great in the receiving games, 39 yards receiving. So he's really not getting anything done here in Kansas, no big great stats. They're not even getting to bowl games out here. And then his senior year in Kansas, where he only played 4 games before he decided to redshirt, 43 rushes for 384 yards, 2 touchdowns, -1 yard receiving. So he never got anything done at Kansas. That's why he transferred to Virginia Tech. And then just this season, 2020, senior season of Virginia Tech, 155 rushes, 1,183 yards, 1,183 yards rushing, 8 touchdowns rushing. Then he picked up an extra 179 yards receiving on only 10 receptions. I mean, he averaged 17 yards a catch, with 1 touchdown along with that. So now finally his breakout year, his best year here in 2020. With Virginia Tech finally getting it done. So a little interesting here. Really did nothing great for Kansas the entire 4 years he was there. The 3 years he was there, not getting it done, not getting in any bowl games. This is a first prospect where we've seen no bowl game. I mean, what is that? I mean, that's really kind of trash here. We like to judge bowl games heavy because you're facing a good comparable team, a good defense. I mean, if you're doing good against, interconference defenses here in 2020 because of the COVID season, not great. So little bit of a red flag, never being in a bowl game, never being in the biggest game in college to get it done. So not the greatest here. He's really going to have to kind of prove it to us in the film because he didn't do anything in Kansas, couldn't elevate that program single-handedly, had to go to Virginia Tech, and finally in 2020, the COVID season, he has a good year. All right, so we have a big reservations on this man. So let's go to the highlights and see if they kind of put any of those fears or big old question marks to rest here. Now, these are career highlights, so we will kind of see Kansas and Virginia Tech highlights. I don't think too many Kansas highlights, but we'll see what we get. So here we go. Virginia Tech running back Khalil Herbert. His number's 21 when he played for Virginia Tech and 10 for Kansas if we need to follow him around. So here we go. Khalil Herbert, running back from Virginia Tech. Let's see what this man's got. All right, first play up in the red zone. From the 2-yard line, able to just bounce it out to the outside. Easy peasy there. Nothing great. I mean, that's what he was doing in Kansas. Right on the goal line, nothing big. Still at Kansas here, right up the middle. Okay, some nice speed here against West Virginia. Just from like 30 yards out, a nice run up the middle. Not able to get kind of beat by that safety. Up the middle. Some nice quickness, not able to catch up to him. Alrighty, so we'll keep an eye on his quickness. That's a pretty good start there to kind of judge his overall speed. We'll see what he's able to kind of do in the rest of this highlight package. We don't really need a replay of this one. Just right up the middle, barely touched by one person. So very well done. Love that. All right, here we go. Still at Kansas. Bouncing it out to the outside, staying up the middle, and now, this is the speed we're talking about. That's pure finishing speed. About 60-yard rush here. Got kind of tripped up, got kind of, stuttered at the line of scrimmage, stays on his feet, finds that open hole, bounces it out to the outside, and he is gone. Alrighty, some great speed we're seeing here. We're not going to officially mark it in our notes just quite yet. Let's see maybe another replay, another highlight of some great finishing speed of not being brought down, and then we'll officially mark it. Now we're finally at Virginia Tech, and here we go. Big ol' hole. Here we go. He's got some people to kind of juke around. He stays on his feet. He does it. No. Is he down at the 1? Oh, down at the 2. Just kind of ran out of steam at the last kind of mark here. Oh, man. Damn, this is an incredible play. Damn. He's starting from the 15-yard line, getting it all the way down, able to get through the first kind of line of defense untouched. And look at this speed. He's got 2 players to kind of juke around here at the 40-yard line. He gets past the first one, escapes the second one, then just couldn't quite get it in there. Steps out at like the 3-yard line on the sideline, but that's absolutely magnificent right there, folks. Great speed, love it. Now back at the red zone here. This is at Kansas, able to kind of power his way up in the goal line. Back to Virginia Tech here. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Right up the middle. Finishing speed. Yes, sir. Go, go, go. Speed is great. Oh, yes, we can officially mark it. We've seen enough. The speed is great. If he's able to get past that first line of defense on the run and only has to kind of beat 2 converging safeties with two man over the top, he's able to just split right between them down the middle. His speed is there to get it done. Speed is fantastic. Yes, sir. Woof. That's what we're talking about, baby. Right up the middle. Nobody can catch him. 80, 70, 60, 90 yards. It does not matter. You're not catching this man on the goal line now. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Right up the middle. Untouched. Great blocking. Perfect for the 4 yards for the touchdown. Okay, we don't need to see 2 replays of this play. I mean, this is the play y'all choose to replay. Come on. And this goes to everybody making highlight videos out here. Know when to do the replay. Know when to do the second angle. I mean, that play, come on. That didn't deserve it. But let's not disrespect him, I guess. He's giving us the content that we need. But he's back right up here. Once again, up the middle. 20 yards for the touchdown. Up the middle for Virginia Tech. Untouched. Can't kind of converge. Or just the converging defenders cannot get him. He's too quick. And he's able to just go right up the middle. That's what we're freaking talking about. Love it. Another replay that doesn't really truly need a replay. But alrighty. Alrighty, next play up. What do we got? Here we go. Virginia Tech still. All right, catching the ball, set up screen for the last 30 yards. Follows his blockers well, untouched for the touchdown. Very well done. Now that is a screen, so we got to give a lot of credit to the blockers. But hey, he stayed the course, found kind of where to go to kind of stay with the blocker. So not bad there on the screen. We'll give it to him. Nothing great, nothing bad. It's just real solid out there. Caught it in stride. Didn't bobble it. We'll give him that. Follows his blockers to a T. Untouched. Touchdown. Yes, sir. Alrighty, from the 10-yard line. A nice stiff arm, and then he's able to bounce it out for the rest of the 9 yards for the touchdown. Look at that nice stiff arm, and then he bounces off of that stiff arm, accelerating off of that stiff arm. We'll take that, absolutely. Alrighty, I'm kind of liking him, honestly. Yeah, the stats weren't anything great. Here we go, another one here. At the 50-yard line, able to get it done. The speed, the swerve ability, the in and out quickly. Just kind of, he's able to kind of move his position without kind of cutting. Just inside, kind of just going, bobbing inside, outside really quickly. Look at it, like right there. No real cut, but he's able just to kind of shift different directions very quickly and gets the defenders turned around. And then he's able to kind of really shore up that speed at the end and just beat everybody else to the foot race. That's what we're talking about. Some great speed out here. I'm loving it, man. Stats a little concerning, but this film is putting all my concerns to rest, honestly. Here we go. That burst of speed, not getting touched. Yes, sir. Quickly going right back inside, following those blockers. I'm loving it, man. I like him better than those two UNC running backs. He's obviously not as good as Travis Etienne or Najee Harris, but I would probably put him the third best back here that we've seen. I'm not a big fan of Javon Carter from UNC and that other one from USC. I'm not a big fan of them. Here we go. Another one, finishing speed right on the sideline. Yes, sir. You're not catching this, man. This is 60 yards clean. I don't think anybody even touched him in that first hole. Yes, sir. And then it's off to the races. He's able to beat the secondaries. Nobody can catch up with this man. I love it. Fantastic, big, long runs. Now, yes, the blocking up front is setting him up, but his speed, and that's what we're judging. We are just looking at what this man can do, and if you can beat those two defenders with, or just kind of those last safeties because of, whatever coverage they're running at the top, he's able to kind of outrun all of those players, and that's what we're talking about. That's what we want to see. Here we go, at Virginia Tech again. Once again, the speed is too good. You have to dive tackling them, and that's not going to be a secure tackle. He's going to break it, finish those last 10 yards for the touchdown. Yes, sir. Absolutely fantastic speed out here. I am loving it. Alrighty, that's what we've got, man. That was the last highlight. Very, very well done. Stats a little red flag, but what I saw from him in these highlights, I loved it. The sheer speed of this man, that's what we're talking about. If you're not a fast running back, what are we doing out here? Unless you're Derrick Henry, but he's still fast and strong as heck. So there he is, Khalil Herbert. I'm big on him. All right, that's going to do it for us today. Let's see if anything has been breaking as we were live. Anything good out here? Anything good? Does not appear to be so. Did they get Jadeveon Clowney? It looks like the Browns have officially signed Jadeveon Clowney, which we knew what was going to happen. We've been telling y'all for the last couple of days that this was going to be happening. Yep, 1 year deal for Jadeveon Clowney for the Browns. Yep. Alrighty. That's going to do it for us today. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening, watching, and we'll see you tomorrow doing the same thing again. Running back, new draft prospect of the day. It's a 1 year, $10 million deal for Jadeveon Clowney. Not bad. Alrighty, folks. We're out of here. We'll see you tomorrow.